little harder, stack those sats, don't stack the dollar.
It's hot in Prague.
Today is very hot.
Is it always this hot or?
Not always. It started last weekend.
Can you drink the water in Prague?
Water?
Yeah, at the tap.
Local water.
Yeah, so it's fine, isn't it?
It's one of the best in the world.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh amazing. Better than England then?
In England, it's good?
No, not really.
Not really.
Full of like fluoride and all kinds of crap. You have to filter it in England. I'm going to a conference.
Conference?
Bitcoin conference.
Bitcoin? And it will start when?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Do you know about Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got any?
No.
No?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately? Okay. How come?
Sorry?
How come you've not got any yet? Why?
Because I'm not rich.
Fair enough. You don't have to buy a full one. I've not got one whole one. You can buy a little bit. Overall, it's going to be worth more, especially compared to anything else. So you've just got to hold on. Once you've bought it, you can't get scared. You've just got to hold it, even if it does dip. Have you thought about it before?
I'm a little bit
skeptical.
Not skeptical, but I feel some, I don't know why, some danger.
Okay, fair enough. It's worth looking into. It's worth doing some research on. Buy some Bitcoin when you can, yeah? See you later. Right, we're here. Beautiful Prague. Right, it's 6 AM on Thursday, day one of conference. Just having that morning coffee to wake up. Just need to pack my gear, my camera stuff, whatever else, who knows. Just gonna kind of head in that direction and see what happens. Then I've also booked to go to some Cypherpunk meetup this evening on a boat. So that should be interesting. Let's see how we get on. This is the main conference hall. This is where Saylor's going to be doing his talk tomorrow. Jack Maller's tonight. And loads of others. Yeah!
Hello, Prague!
What we're seeing at Bitwise is institutions are increasingly focusing on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin only.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin.
Please welcome to the stage, Jack Mollers. What's going on, Prague? How
This is the suicide rate in America for teenagers and even younger. We're all Bitcoiners, we've all seen charts. When something is going from the bottom left to the top right, that means growth. I've had friends that I grew up with, I shared sports teams with, I shared class with, they accidentally overdosed on drugs. These symptoms aren't a coincidence. They're really all rooted in some fundamental problem and fundamental decisions that were made, again, by people before I was born. I mean, there are decisions made that are impacting my future. My friends are killing themselves. Everyone around me is in debt. Nobody has hope. No one's falling in love and having kids. All because of decisions that were made before we were born. Then it became, what's the lowest cost marginal thing to produce to shove in our society? And just tell these people to swallow this food. It was vegetable oil. What has that done? Well, since 1971, we're eating less steak, we're eating less potatoes, we're eating less eggs. We're eating more rice, corn products, and cooking oils. What has that done to us? Everyone's fat.
Right then, I'm with the legend Jack Mallow,
What up?
CEO of Strike. Now, you guys know that I use Strike when I go on the Uber Eats deliveries and buy Bitcoins. This is where I'm buying my Bitcoin from. Jack, have you got any tips for a normal guy, an average Joe, to stack as much Bitcoin as possible, maybe get into that one Bitcoin? What tips have you got?
Yes. Live your life profitably. Bitcoin teaches you, every minute you work, every delivery that you work, you're earning income. What if every penny, or what's the equivalent of a penny in London, Europe?
Yeah, penny, yeah.
Every penny could be sats, so reduce your expenses. I think, especially people my age, they're like, oh, let's go get fancy alcohol, let's go party, let's go to the club, let's get fancy designer clothing. Reduce your costs, prioritize your future. Because if you say, you know what, I don't mind the cheap home for now. You know what, I don't mind just the normal hoodie sweatsuit for now. You know what, I don't mind the ground beef instead of the fancy ribeye for now. That allows you to get excess cash to invest in your future. And so what Bitcoin taught me is lower your time preference and lower the, be humble. Like, you don't need to live this outrageous, you don't have to prove yourself anything. So the quickest way to a Bitcoin is have the profits that can afford you a Bitcoin. And it's not necessarily about making more. Sometimes it's about, being more comfortable in your own skin and living with less. It's not,
Be humble and stack sats.
Be humble and stack sats.
I love that, thank you. Mate, thank you so much.
Of course, bro.
Appreciate it, thank you.
To drag everybody else into it, because in 10 or 20 years, you're going to know who bought Bitcoin and who didn't. It's going to be so obvious. And so we all need to own more.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And please give it up for this amazing panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Great job.
Lawrence, I've got a question for you. What advice would you give the average Joe to get to one whole Bitcoin or stack as many sats as humanly possible?
So I think you have to make it almost automatic. So I think what you want to do is you want to maybe set a percentage of your income when you receive it and say, whether it's 5 would be a minimum, 10 would be okay, 15 or 20 would be great. But every time you get paid or you have some income, you say, I'm going to live off the part that I don't spend, and I'm going to put 5, 10, 15, or 20% into sats right away, before you have any chance to even think about it. And it becomes just kind of a hard and fast rule. It's like not drinking something. You're never going to violate it, right? It's just, and I think if you do that, no matter how small the numbers are, the amazing thing is time and consistency really pays dividends. And then of course, one Bitcoin could end up being worth, at least someday it'll be worth $1 million, and someday after that it'll be worth 10 million. So even if you don't get to one Bitcoin, if you get to a tenth of a Bitcoin or a half a Bitcoin, it's going to be a big, big number. So, no matter how little you have today, I think the important thing is to get started and to not forget to be consistent. Consistency is like in health and fitness and everything in life, consistency is the key. So you want to be just consistent, like just, pick a number you can live with. Maybe it's only 2%, but pick a number you can live with and be consistent.
Because you do CrossFit as well, am I right?
Yeah.
Have you mastered the muscle up yet?
No.
Me neither.
Well, you're young, you've got a chance at it. I'm 68. Today's my birthday, I just turned 68.
In Bitcoin, we have the network amongst nodes, And there's no central authority who can just come and say, I would like to do that, or I would like to do that, and this is how it is, and please accept it. It's not. You run your node, you run your rules. Because in my opinion, Bitcoin isn't just money, it's much more a vote for a decentralized future. And I hope we can be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Be careful in this crowd.
That's right, Cypherpunk crowd.
Yeah.
You can realistically get range, and it's mesh. So
Right then, now I'm at Bitcoin Prague, obviously, and I came here with a few questions, a few things that I didn't quite understand about Bitcoin. The first one was that Bitcoin is a protocol, and I didn't quite understand what that meant. And because it's a protocol like email or the internet, it's unstoppable. And I've heard that said, and I've probably even said it myself, but I didn't quite understand that. And after, you know, talking to some people and attending some of the talks, I'm slowly starting to get that one a little bit more. I think what that means is that the Bitcoin software is a set of rules, and the computer network itself agrees on these rules. So it's not so much a, you know, physical thing. The physicality of Bitcoin is the miners and the node runners and the physical computers that uphold the protocol. Just like email is a set of rules that computers agree upon, they all agree on these rules, and the physical side are the computers that run and accept those rules. You know, you need to have some kind of unanimous rules for emails to work and for the internet to work. And Bitcoin is the same thing. It's a agreed upon set of rules on the internet, and it works because of that. I'm still kind of getting my head around it. I don't quite understand it, but I think I'm in the right direction there. To be honest, a lot of these talks at the conference are very, very mind-blowing. They're very much above my pay grade, but super interesting. There's talks on and debates on like security, self-custody, the future of Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff. Super, super interesting, and I'm learning lots. There's another thing I don't quite understand and haven't got an answer for yet, is when a miner mines a block, they get that Bitcoin reward. I don't quite understand where that Bitcoin comes from. Like, is there a deposit box somewhere on the chain which then Bitcoin gets unlocked? Is it created out of thin air? Like, does it just pop up? Like, where does it actually, where's the fountain that these new Bitcoin come from? I don't quite understand that yet. I know obviously you get the new Bitcoin as a reward for finding a block, but I'm not sure how those new Bitcoin are actually created. That's my next question that I'm going to try and find out. So yeah, we'll see if I can get an answer today. Right then, I'm with the legend Jimmy Song at Bitcoin Prague. Jimmy, have you got any tips for me as an average Joe earning minimum wage to get to 1 Bitcoin? What can I do?
Well, first of all, get a higher wage job.
Okay, fine, yeah.
And that means just being responsible and doing all the things that you need to, because whatever skills you have, if you're earning minimum wage, there's yeah, I mean there are other opportunities that you'll be able to do that are going to be better, and do whatever it takes, right? Improve yourself so that you're more valuable to employers.
At the minute, I'm doing a bit of side hustle delivering Uber Eats.
Okay.
And all the money I make from Uber, I put directly into Bitcoin.
Okay, so there you go. You got the side hustle, right? So even if you're earning minimum wage, you can always do that. But lower your expenses, right? Save a lot of money and do what you need to, right? But it's gonna be different for every single person. And I don't know what skills and talents you have, but try to leverage those and pay attention specifically to what people ask you to do. To say, if a friend of you goes, you know what, really good at organizing birthday parties. Try to see if people pay you to do it.
So lean into the skills.
Whatever skills you have, because people will ask you based on how they know you. And those are almost always the best opportunities.
Very good. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Have a nice day. Cheers.
In El Salvador, there is the Bitcoin jungle in Costa Rica. I've never been there. I should be there. It's not easy for us. I mean, I'm a very lazy Italian guy. I'm not ready to cross the jungle with my kids for 7 hours. So I've been lazy, admit it. But if you are more the adventurous type, if you don't have kids to drag along in the jungle, or if you do have kids, but your kids are more manageable than ours, I guess, go to the Bitcoin jungle. Incredible bottom-up adoption example. No government interference, no government subsidy, no legal tender law. Just straight, they call it circular economy.
He holds more Bitcoin than every country on the planet. He is the patron saint of corporate Bitcoin treasuries. He is simply the most bullish Bitcoin billionaire. Ladies, gentlemen, you know what to do, Prague. Make some noise, get on your feet, and give it up for the one, the only, Michael J. Saylor!
The White House has embraced Bitcoin. This is an extraordinary development. We didn't anticipate this. We hoped that we would get a favorable administration, and we hoped we'd get support, and we had this inkling, but November 5th brought a sea change in politics, and although we thought we might have a pro-Bitcoin president, we didn't think we'd get a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And if you just buy the Bitcoin and don't think about the rest, you're 40. So the difference between conditional and Bitcoin is a factor of 10x.
Now I went to one of the meetups last night. It was a Cypherpunk meetup in like a boat bar, and met some incredibly interesting people, proper OG cypherpunks that are very much into privacy, people that have been in the game for a long time, very anti-state, that kind of thing. And a couple of people there had said they've already retired off Bitcoin, they're living in different countries, and they're just fully living on a Bitcoin standard already. So it is possible. And it was very interesting and almost inspirational meeting some people like that who are already years ahead. They've already left the whole fiat debt system behind. One guy in particular said he left England because he didn't want to pay tax to paedophiles. And I thought, okay, that's fair enough. He said that he didn't want to pay or support a system that covered up the grooming gang scandal, and he had to just completely remove his entire energy and his wealth from that whole system, and he lives in Portugal now. So he's done it. You know, he opted out of that system, and now he's thriving in Portugal. There was another guy I met who I could tell was very up on privacy. When I asked for his name, he just said it was E. You know, so wouldn't even give me his name. And got chatting to him again, same kind of mindset. Didn't like to pay tax to a system that he didn't support morally, so he completely opted out, and he is now living in Madeira, I think he said. When I asked to stay in contact with this guy, he didn't even have a phone number, right? He had a phone, but the only app he used for communication was something I'd never even heard of, where you don't even need any phone number, any sign up or anything like that, just completely peer-to-peer. So people that are like way ahead in the whole privacy game, a lot further ahead in the privacy game than me, definitely. It also got me thinking that people like Michael Saylor, from his talk was very much like a bullish investment TradFi guy, you know, talking about Bitcoin being the best asset to store your wealth. So not the same mindset as a lot of these cypherpunks who seem to have been in Bitcoin from the early days because they like the privacy. They like the fact that Bitcoin can't be censored or controlled by any centralized state that they don't agree with. And they would rather opt out of that debt system and stay completely anonymous within their own decentralized money system. Whereas Saylor sees it more as the best investment ever and the best asset ever. So two potentially different mindsets, two different types of character that are in the whole Bitcoin world. So I don't know. I need to ask some of these cypherpunks whether they actually like Michael Saylor or not. I know a lot of the investment guys do, because he's the most bullish man on earth. But whether a lot of the cypherpunk guys look up to him as much as the asset investment guys, probably not. It's just two different mindsets.
We've seen people die from the jab in literally hours where their life has been changed completely. So when you see that type of time inflation, you have a duty to tell people like you who made the smartest decision in your life with money. Now we want you to make the smartest decision in time. Why? Because health and wealth are fundamentally linked.
The time at which these adverse events are occurring is what's really remarkable. Is the cancers that we used to be seeing in the 70s and 80s are now marching into the 40s.
Well, that's it. My time at BTC Prague is done. It's been an incredibly educational experience. So many good debates, so many interesting talks. I feel like I've increased my Bitcoin knowledge. A lot of the questions that I came here with, I feel have been answered. At the same time, I feel like there's still so much to learn because it's almost like an endless tap of an endless learning curve that I'm only just starting. So highly beneficial coming. I've also met some amazing like-minded people from all over the world, and overall, you know, very, very worthwhile. The talks haven't just been about Bitcoin either. They've been about, you know, education, how our schools and countries beginning to educate people on Bitcoin. They've been about health and how we can maximize our health, because the most valuable asset that we have isn't Bitcoin, but it's time. So how can we maximize our time in order to enjoy our wealth and our Bitcoin? So overall, extremely well-rounded experience. And speaking of health and how I can maximize mine, I'm going to move away from these cell towers just so I don't get irradiated any further. So yeah, overall, extremely good time. Hopefully be back next year. See you later.
Buy a little lower, try a little harder, stack those sats, don't stack the dollar. Buy a little lower, try a little harder, stack those sats, don't stack the dollar. Don't stack the dollar. Buy a little lower, try a little harder, stack those sats, don't stack the dollar.